Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bianca if you are new, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is my mid-year book freakout tag. I can't believe it. Well, I'm filming this at the end of June, so I can't believe it's already like almost July. The year's half over. Where did the time go? I don't understand it. So before we get into the questions, because this is a tag, I think I've done this once before, so I will have that listed down below if you would like to go back and see it. But let's do my stats for the first half of the year. So I read 58 books so far this year. It's a lot. I never expected to read this many by halfway through the year. I don't think I've ever read this many by June before. So my best reading month was in April. I read 29 books and did not do a wrap up, but a lot of those books were like KU motorcycle romances that were so good. I think all of them had 4 stars, but there were those. April was also my best month pages wise. The total pages I have read so far this year is 18,273. And in the month of April, I read 7,575 of those pages. So that was my best month. My second best month was in June, where I read 4,152 pages. So that was a lot. The methods in which I read mostly physical books, which makes sense for me because most of the time I prefer to be physically holding a book. So 58% of my reading was physical, and then 40% of it was ebook, and then 1% was audio. If I'm gonna do audio, I prefer to read along, so it would be both physical and audio, but there's that. I read 8 standalones, I started 19 new series, and I continued 31. So that's pretty good. I mean, I do prefer to read standalones, so it's kind of surprising that I've started or continued so many series, but I am trying to read more of the books of part of series as opposed to starting new ones. I'm still surprised I continued or started and then continued those series. My page ranges, 33 of the books I've read were between 200 and 399 pages, which is kind of where I settle. I don't like short stories most of the time, and I prefer kind of mid-range because I'm intimidated by the chunky books. But I also read 8 between 400 and 599 pages, and 4 between 600 and 799 pages. And those 4 were part of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I did finish that series this year. And all of those are between like 500 and 700 pages. So 500 and 800 pages. So I did read all of those. My genres, I read like 1 contemporary. These are based off like the general genre. I don't read a lot of contemporary. I guess you can count like all the romances I read, they are contemporary romances, but I don't kind of seek out contemporary. I read 27 romance, 16 fantasy, and like 3 mystery. I tend to read more romance and fantasy books than anything else. I love magic in my books. I love romance in my books. So those are the ones I kind of lean towards the most. So I have my star ratings. I gave 4 3 stars, 26 4 stars, and I've also had 26 5 stars. So it's been a very good reading month for me for star ratings. I've had more higher star ratings than lower star ratings. I haven't given a 1 star yet, and hopefully that continues through the rest of the year. Age range, I've read 40 adult books and 18 young adult. I like spice in my books, so I lean more towards the open door adult romances as opposed to YA, warm-hearted, whatever. But I don't know if you can count all of A Court of Thorns and Roses as YA anymore because there was a lot of spice in those books, but still, that's where I am. And those were my stats for the month. Let's get into the questions because this is a book tag. I will have the questions listed down below if you would like to do it along with me, if you would like to do them yourself. Let me know your answers in the comments down below. I always love to see what you feel your answers for this would be. That would be fun. So number one, best book you've read so far in 2023. I have a couple. I can never pick just one. So I don't even have the book. I was getting ready for this tag and I completely forgot that I read these until I was talking about my stats. My favorite books that I've read this year are probably going to be A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Mist and Fury. I loved these so much. I had so much fun finishing this series. I don't know why it took me so long to finish them. Well, yes, I do. I suck at finishing series. I suck at finishing series. I read A Court of Thorns of Roses like 2 years ago, but I finally got to finish out the series, and I really hope that Sarah J. Maas does more because I love this world. But definitely those are like top tier, top of my list. Love them. They could also be considered my answers for the second book, for the second question. But another favorite is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. This is a book about a book lover and about a competition for a book. And there's romance, there's found family aspects. I love this. This was so much fun. Another one was Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This just made me happy. It made me happy. Follows Naomi Witt, who comes to knock him out because her sister calls her only to steal her car and all her money and leave her with a nice little surprise. And then she meets Knox, who nobody liked her sister, but Knox really didn't like her sister. And then I read the first 3 books of the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. So this is Flawless. This is the first book. Love this. 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Enemies to Lovers, Close Proximity, Grumpy Sunshine, I guess you could call it. I don't know. I loved it. Country romance follows a bull rider and his publicist's daughter, who is set to babysit him after he makes a blunder that kind of ruins his public identity. Loved it. So those are a few. Question number 2 is best sequel you've read so far this year. Again, Lucy Score, Things We Hid from the Light. This is the sequel to Things We Never Got Over. Another 5-star. Tabbed it up. Love this. The next 2 books in the Chestnut Springs series. Pick this up. This is just a great series. What else? A Court of Thorns and Roses. Those were sequels to A Court of Thorns and Roses. So those 2. I also read A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames. Loved all of them. 3. New release you haven't read yet but want to. I'm repeating myself. Chestnut Springs. This is the 4th book by Elsie Silver. This is Reckless. This follows the main character of Flawless. This follows her sister Winter and Theo Silva, who is a bull rider. She's a doctor. I just love it. I want to read it. I want to read it so bad. Another one, Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb. This was a Fairy Loot. This is the Fairy Loot edition. I'll show you more of that later. This was on my most anticipated, which I didn't put out. Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. Another one on my most anticipated, didn't put it out. And then this one, The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Another off my most anticipated, which I didn't put out, but really looking forward to this one. It's on my TBR for this month. Follows a book reviewer who gives a bad review and the author doesn't like it. So, you know, things go wrong. Very much looking forward to that one. So those have all been newly released and I want to pick them up. For most anticipated release for the second half of the year, the 3rd book in the Knock 'Em Out series. I cannot remember off the top of my head what the name of the book is, but I cannot wait until this book comes out. It comes out in like September or something, and I can't wait. I really want to read it. I really want it now. Lucy Score is my new favorite author. 5, biggest disappointment. I don't know that I've really had a big disappointment. I say this as I am pulling one off. I don't know that I've had a big disappointment. I tend to DNF if I'm not enjoying a book. This one I didn't. I finished it, but I gave it 3 stars. I don't know if you can call that a disappointment, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more intricate and interesting than it was, more action-packed, but The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. The overall plot of this is really good. It follows a woman whose husband disappears, and the last thing he tells her is to protect her, and he's talking about his daughter, who's her stepdaughter, and they don't get along. But there's this huge mystery behind why he left, and I thought it was going to be more intricate than it was, and I was really disappointed with that. I'm kind of thinking back on it, and I kind of want to lower it to a 2-star. I mean, for what it was, I was disappointed. So I guess this would be my biggest disappointment. Number 6, biggest surprise. So my biggest surprise, I think I have a couple. I didn't expect to love the last 4 books of A Court of Thorns and Roses as much as I did. I read them all one after the other in like a week, I think. It took A Court of Mist and Fury took me a little bit longer to get into, but once I finished A Court of Mist and Fury, I was popping them out in like a day, 2 days. So that was a big surprise for me. These 2 series, I did not expect to fall in love with these 2 series at all. Did not. I really thought they were overhyped. I thought it wasn't what it turns out it was. It was everything. Everything everybody said it was. It was so good, and I love it. And they just released the cover for this for Fairy Loot, and I'm so excited. So excited. Another big surprise. I just picked this up because I thought it was going to be quick. I thought it was going to be a palate cleanser from all of the romance and open door spicy romance I was reading and the country romance, and I thought it was going to be a nice quick read. I loved this. This was a 5-star. I did not expect to enjoy it that much. Those were all big surprise. 7, new favorite author. You are seeing these books a lot, but Lucy Score and Elsie Silver, my new favorite authors. This was the first book I read by Lucy Score. This was the first book I read by Elsie Silver. And I have since finished 2 more books by Lucy Score, and I finished the first 3 books in this series. And I'm picking up the 4th one soon. And I want to pick up another series that includes the sister from this series. So I am hooked on Elsie Silver and Lucy Score. 8, newest fictional crush. All of the men in these series. So this is Knox, Nash, and Lucian. And then we have Rhett and Cade and Jasper and Beau and Theo. So yes, yes, yes. All of them. 9, newest fictional character. All of them. And even the side characters in these books are good. I love them all. No, Harvey. Harvey is my new favorite character. Harvey is the father of the male main characters in these books. He is so funny and inappropriate, and I love Harvey. He has the perfect timing. He is the perfect man. I love him. Harvey is awesome. He's just amazing. 10, book that made you cry. The Wishing Game made me cry. Also, I think I cried reading these books too. But The Wishing Game made me cry. This one, I remember. I really cried. Something happens where Lucy has all of her plans kind of like derailed, and she thinks everything's over, and her heart breaks, and I cried during the entire scene because she kind of loses her control and she kind of explodes at somebody, and it was heartbreaking, and I loved it, and I cried. Just tears, sobbing all over. 11, book that made you happy. No, not this one. Well, yes, but no, not that one. This book made me happy. This book made me really happy. Another one. This book made me happy. All of the time they spent in the night court just made me happy. Just made me happy. Made me happy. Just all of it. I giggled, I laughed, I loved it. Number 12, most beautiful books you bought this year. Beautiful book you bought this year. I have a couple. These first 2 came in Fairy Loot boxes. First 3, because I have another one, I just have to get it. So I mentioned these before. This is Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb. This book is gorgeous. Just the detail on just these sprayed edges. Just the sprayed edges. I love them. The book itself is just gorgeous. I love it. So I'm just, this book is gorgeous. And even the end pages are pretty. So, I mean, just, yes, gorgeous. Silver in the Bone. Another, just gorgeous. Look at that. Thank you. This is character art. But another one with really pretty art on the inside, on the end pages. Just really nice. And then character art on the cover. Just fun. Just really fun. Love this. This was another one that was a most anticipated release. Rebecca Ross and Divine Rivals. Just, yes, pretty. It's just pretty. Again, with the sprayed edges, the stenciled and sprayed edges, just look at that. This is, again, the character art. And foiled end pages. Okay, foiled end pages. I think the back is the same. Yeah, the back's the same. And then, just look at that. So pretty. So pretty. And then one more. We have the Shadow Cabinet. Now this is just a Waterstones special edition, but still really pretty. So those are my most beautiful books that I bought this year. I probably have more. I get a lot of I get all my Fairy Loot books, but oh. Now I'm just pulling things off the shelf. I got these editions of An Enchantment of Ravens and Sorcery Thorns. So pretty. I love the cats on this. And then this, they're gilded edges, foiled edges. So pretty. And then finally I got these editions of Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater and 10,000 Stitches and Long Shadow. All beautiful. So happy I got these. This one came out last year, I think, but I got it this year, so it counts. So those are my beautiful books. I'm probably gonna get more by the end of the year, but those are what I have so far. I like to collect books. So there's that. Next, the final question, number 13. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? I'm gonna put this one up. I've already done it, so it'll just be a copy. But the third book in the Knock 'Em Out series, I need it. I need it now. Let's see what else. Reckless by Elsie Silver. Have to read this one. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Have to have this one. Have to read this one. Another one I want that I have not mentioned. The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. I do want to finish this book by the end of the year. I have started it. I'm only on chapter 2. So I haven't gotten very far at all. Because this book is almost 650 pages. 637 for the book itself, and then there's bonus material. A Crown of Gilded Bones. I want to finish this one this year. Because I do want to continue the series. This is the third book in the Blood and Ash series. I do want to continue the Blood and Ash series, and I also want to start the Flesh and Fire series. So I need to read those. So many books, so little time. So again, that was my mid-year book freak out. So again, the questions will be in the description down below, along with the last time I did this tag. If you feel the need, please answer them in the comments. I would love to know your answers. If you have any more new releases that you think I should take a look at, please include those. Like and subscribe. Have a great day or night wherever you are. And don't forget to pick up a good book. Bye.